Okay, old age makeup. Let's do this. So I'm going to ask you guys to do two versions of your schematics. So I'm going to have you do a middle age schematic and an old age schematic. So middle age is going for 40 to 50 years old, and old age is going for 80 to 90 years old. So this schematic that I have is old age, so 80 to 90, and I'm going to be kind of walking you through my process. So I looked at photos for my research images, photos of my parents, and then I also have photos of my grandmother. So this is my grandmother at like young age, so when she was about my age, and then middle age when she was about 50, and then old age when she was about 80. So kind of looking at how her skin aged and the way that her wrinkles developed and the way that her jowls sagged and things like that, because genetically I'm probably going to age a lot like her because I looked a lot like her. So kind of looking at that and then thinking about the way that skin ages in general. So skin, as it ages, loses elasticity, which means that everything sags. It also means that as you have smile lines and frown lines and things like that, the skin doesn't bounce back, so it maintains those lines a little bit deeper. So for example, I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I got like that going on next to my lips now. I have all these smile lines that have started developing, started getting them on my forehead. Such is the way of life. So we're gonna accentuate that. A lot of times you're gonna be asked to play characters that are a different age than you are. So right now, as you're all college students in your early 20s, you're going to be probably playing older age, but as you get older, it's important to think about the way the skin ages and how you can de-age yourself as well. So just trying to go for all of that. So yeah. I'm gonna start by putting base on my face. That rhymed. And I'm gonna put on the lightest base that I have. So I'm going to try to make myself look a little bit paler. Usually tan skin is associated with youth as well. So pretty much anything that you think of as being like pretty or culturally striven for is usually youth and health and beauty. This is kind of doing the opposite of what we try to do in makeup. So typically with street makeup, you're just going to be trying to make yourself look younger and prettier and more conventionally attractive. Whereas when you get into character makeup like this, you're going to try and make yourself look older and embracing that aging skin. Yeah. So, got nice layer of this lighter base on. I'm going to start doing highlights and shadows. So this is a lot like what we did with the highlights and shadows of our previous assignment. However, it's going to be pushing it even further. So trying to go for a more extreme highlight and shadow, right? And trying to make the face look older than it actually is by accentuating lines, by accentuating bags under the eyes and in the jowls, things like that. So gravity is pulling your skin down. It's just accentuating that, right? So I'm going to start by trying to go for more of a middle-aged look. So this is a more subtle aging, and then pushing it more extreme after that. So I'm going to start with the cheeks. So again, just like you did the highlights and shadows with the cheekbones. But now instead of going underneath the jaw and making my jaw squarer, more square, I'm going to actually try to accentuate that jowl, right? So I've got a little bit of natural jowl already happening there. So I can just keep on accentuating that. And then under the chin, ooh, delightful. Oh, she's beautiful. And the left side is always more difficult. Yeah, so you can see that beautiful little jowl piece. So I might make some weird faces trying to figure out where the skin is gonna hang, right? And then under the eyes, just accentuate those natural bags. Beautiful. I'm gonna try to thin my lips a little bit so they're less full. So actually erasing a little bit of that bottom lip by putting a shadow over it. And I'll put a highlight over the top lip. And then giving myself a little more sallowness, so sunkenness to my temples and my forehead, and also making my forehead look higher. So a little bit of receding hairline there. Yeah, so this is some placement for highlights and shadows work. I'm not doing any kind of wrinkles or anything yet. This is just trying to accentuate the actual face shape, right? You can already tell that I look different. I'm also gonna go underneath the nose there and try and accentuate the nose breadth a little bit. So as we age, our noses tend to broaden as well. So I'm exaggerating the width of my nose bridge here as well. See? Lovely. All right. Now I'm gonna blend these out in, I don't know. Be very careful that you are not over blending. You don't want it to just look like lines on your face, but you also don't want it to completely disappear. It needs to be there to be seen, right? Gorgeous. Okay, so now blending this one down and in, and blending this one down and in. Gorgeous. Who's she? All right, now doing basically equal and opposite reaction with the highlight, right? So anywhere you have a shadow, you need a highlight. So highlight on the forehead, really make that forehead feel high and intentional, yeah. And then down the bridge of the nose. Along the temples, across the cheekbones. So when you're doing things like the highlights and the shadows, if you want it to look really angular, you're gonna put the highlights and the shadows right next to each other, right? Because then it's going to create that really sharp delineation. If you want it to look more rounded, you're going to leave a little bit of space. And so if you think about like how the light hits a ball. You have that hot spot on the top and then this deep shadow on the bottom, but then you have a gradient of color in between, right? So, I lost my light. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space here, right? So I'm not trying to make that crispy jawline anymore. I'm trying to leave a little bit of space so that it really curves down into the jaw, right? Same with the chin. And I'm gonna hide this top lip. Again, I'm trying to make my lips look less full. Oh, it's already going away. Beautiful. Where'd she go? And then the same thing on this side, leaving that space, right? So when I blend it, I'm gonna be filling that in so it becomes more of a gradient, right? Okay. So now I'm gonna use my sponge and blend this all out. So this is really like extreme, right? So now it's just time to blend this and make it a little more subtle. Okay, so this is a lot more subtle, right? So now I'm gonna go in and start actually adding some lines. So when you think about the placement of wrinkles on your face, you want to make sure that you're making this as natural and as appropriate to your face as possible. So this is when we get to make a bunch of fun, silly faces. So I'm gonna first do a smile, right? And fill in those smile lines. And underneath the eye there. Beautiful. And I'm gonna raise my forehead up and try to just put a couple of lines in there where the actual, I don't have a ton, but where the actual lines fall, right? And then in there. So this actually is a little bit ways out away from the corner of my mouth. There's a little bit of space there, so it's not just straight to the corner. There's another line here and here. I have like double smile lines. Exciting. And then down into jowl. Ooh, give me a little chin dimple. Why not? Yeah? Yeah, good stuff. Beautiful. And I think that's, well, I might do some scowly lines. Hang on, scowl lines. There we go. So yeah, I think that's as many wrinkles as I want to do for middle age. And then I'm just going in with my highlight, and the highlight is going to catch right on the top edges of all of my wrinkles, right? So again, no shadow lines without highlights, no highlights without shadows. Something about the Sith, light and darkness. All right. Beautiful. She's beautiful. All right. So now I'm going to come in and just stipple on these so that they blend a little nicer. And yes, this is gonna look terrifying because we're seeing it right here. Yeah, we're not looking at it under stage lights from 30 feet away. Yeah, oh yeah. That's a good 50-year-old face right there. Beautiful. Yeah. So if this was what you were going for, powder, set it, you're good. You can then put street makeup over this. If your character would wear lipstick, you can put lipstick on. If your character would wear eye makeup or have mascara or anything, this is the 50-year-old base makeup, basically. I am not gonna bother taking all of this off. I'm just gonna now push this into old age, right? So to go into old age, I'm basically going to just take everything and go up a notch with it, right? So the cheeks are going to be more sunken, the jowls are going to be more jowly, you know, everything. So I'm going to keep on accentuating the depth of the eye sockets because they get more sunken. I'm going to really accentuate this. And I'm going to really accentuate all of my wrinkles. All right, I'm going to set you down. And I'm going to add in a few more wrinkles, because why not? So I have like those parentheses around the mouth. Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to bring those smile lines out even further. And really accentuate that jowl. Oh, gorgeous. I love it. I do a little more work on the nose. Beautiful. All right. Highlight time. Just right up along those wrinkles. Every wrinkle gets its own little highlight. How exciting. I'm also gonna try to like broaden my nostrils a little bit more by like adding a little highlight pop there. And along the edges. Beautiful. Good stuff. And again, blending. The key to all good makeup art in general is good blending. Having a nice gradient from one into the next. Ooh, I need one more there. I'll blend that down. Yeah, just in general, don't be afraid to make silly faces. It'll help, I promise. All right, so now we're gonna add just some finishing touches, some stuff just for fun. Let me find my stipple brush. There she is. So in your kit, you should have something that looks like this. Sorry, something that looks like this. It's a stipple brush. It's just a little wire sponge. I'm gonna take my shadow and I'm just gonna add some texture to the skin. So as we age, we lose that beautiful smooth texture, especially in the spots that got the most sun. So that's across the cheeks and the forehead. This is also gonna just help give your skin a little bit more of the rougher, aged feel to it, right? Also, if you really wanna get fancy, you can go in and give yourself some age spots. So I already have a few forming on my arms. And just little pockets in the skin and liver spots and things like that. Yeah, beautiful. Oh my God, I forgot the lips. Yeah, this is where it gets real old age. Antique. Love it. All right. There is also stuff in your kit called Snow White. Sorry, I need to open up my kit again. So, looks like this. This is specifically for hair. Do not put this on your skin. It is for hair. But if you want to put it on your eyebrows, that is hair. So you can actually go in and, oh no, don't put it on your skin, Kate. Put some Snow White in your eyebrows and really help sell the grayness of the face with that, right? And I'm gonna, just for funsies, I don't have any place to be, put it up into the hair. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Oh yeah, that's nice. All right, good stuff. All right, have fun, enjoy.